What's good, folks? It's your main man, Andy Brown, giving it to you live once more and again. It is Tuesday, Election Day, November 3rd. I hope you have paid your rent. I hope you have paid your bills. And I hope you have made time to log in, listen, and learn right here on this particular broadcast. Your life coach, your author, and your host is ready to give you some good game, and I hope you are prepared for it. Shout out to all my folks who've been standing in line and got your election stickers that you voted. Wherever you put them on your body, wherever you put them on your mask, in your car, and showing your social media support, that's a wonderful thing. We're knowing that people are voting, but what does your vote really mean in this election? So we're going to talk about that. Chime in, weigh in. If you want to continue to follow the works that we're doing right here, you can do so on different social media platforms. You probably see us right here on your Facebook page. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and even Twitter. The handle is at Andy Brown Speaks. That is me. And you'll catch me live right here each and every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, living vicariously through you. And we're going to be discussing some wonderful things, man. We talk about life, family, relationships, religion, your money, your mama, and everything else. So I'm glad you're making time. Hit some likes, hit some loves. Let some people know what's happening with you, man. Call in on the phone line and talk to your boy. Let me know what's happening. 847-47 iLife is the call-in number. Again, 847-474-5433. Speaking of 33, today is the 33rd birthday. I don't even know why they haven't mentioned this at all. The 33rd birthday of American activist and former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick on Election Day 2020. How about that? Right? Didn't hear too much buzz about that in some social platforms, and not quite sure why that hasn't been the buzz today. But I mean, if you're like me, you're probably tired of all this election stuff, seeing all the commercials, hearing everything that's going on, man. You're probably just sick of it and just ready for all this to be over with. So if you are not drinking today, ladies and gentlemen, you should pour one, especially for this here engagement, what you're seeing on your television, what you're seeing on your social platforms, because we're going to dive into that and talk about this today. So without further ado, the thoughts and ideas displayed today on the online happy hour do not reflect those who are on their social media platforms and in their motherfucking feelings. But what it does reflect are those who are willing to come on this platform and talk about different things as it relates to the subject matter in the world that we live in. And today's subject matter, as we talk about it, is Election Day. What should we expect now? Exactly. What's going to happen now? There's going to be some changes that we're going to see, some immediate changes. There's going to be some things that you're going to see that take place over time. And there's quite a bit of things, whether you like it or not, that are not going to change at all. You know, whether your candidate gets elected, whether your local officials get elected, your presidential candidate gets elected, whatever the case may be, man. There's going to be some change. Sam Cooke once wrote a song called "A Change Gonna Come," but it may not come sooner than later. So just be prepared to dive in and talk about this. Shout out to my main man, Mike Big Game. Shout out to Nikki who's chiming in, and I see y'all right there, folks. Give me some love. Share the link, folks, and tell your friends, man. Tell your family. We're going to dive off into this, and I want to hear from you tonight. So, again, 847-47 iLife is the call-in number. 847-474-5433 is the dial-in. Go ahead and pay your phone bills. Make sure you get some of this. And we're going to talk about a lot of things that are going to happen over the course of the night. You can chime in and let me know. I've been seeing some things on CNN. I've been hearing some stuff on Fox News. And those are really the two programs. Yes, I did say programs that are going to really push the envelope as to where we're going to be looking and spending most of our time and being most engaged on different platforms of television and news information. So be prepared to chime in and tell me what you're seeing there. Like I said, it's going to take a while for all these votes to come in. We are having people standing in line for long, long hours of the day. If your occupation allows you to take off, that's cool. Get that personal time off from your company. If you've made personal time to go out and stand in line to cast your ballot, that's a cool thing. You got your sticker. You know, you placed it on your car. You placed it on your personal belongings and took your picture and posted on social. We know you did it. We know you made time. Well, what did you see? What were some of the things that you saw out there? Me personally, when I went to vote, there was not too many people in line per se to vote, but there were quite a bit of people who were passing out flyers. You would think you were going into the club, man. We had so many folks out there take this flyer, vote for me. I'm here to make change. I've never seen you before in my life, but you're here to make some change. You want things to be different. I voted at the LZ Odom Rec Center in North Arlington, in Arlington, Texas, that is. And it was just unique to see people just come out. We weren't really practicing social distancing, but we were wearing masks. So you don't really see how the change is going to affect long term. Is that going to be an issue going down the road and making that shift from, having to stand 6 feet apart and social distance? Hadn't really seen much of that discussed. Hadn't really heard much of that information played out. So we'll see how that goes. So again, as you can see on your news channels from every town, every country, every county, every parish, every city, every dwelling still has to be recorded. I think the polls just now closed at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So everybody from Minnesota all the way down to Brownsville, Texas, still has time to get their vote counted. And it doesn't mean this thing is going to end very quickly. We've got some senior citizens still doing some counting, so they may take a little bit longer than usual. Most of the people who volunteer don't really make time to watch a lot of television. So it could vary on how often and how long it takes those votes to be tallied in. So we can hear a lot of things back early. We can watch the progression. It's all about really getting that engagement, folks. It's all about really getting that engagement to see how long we're going to have people watching and entertained. And, so this is the first episode, if you will, of the new season of Who's Going to Be Your President. Could be the end of, season 2020 as we hit our grand finale to see who's going to lead into 2021. But we don't know. We'll just see how that all works out, how it all pans out. So as you all know, it takes about 270 electoral votes to make it in. So we'll see how that actually flies and pans out. Now, people are always asking, what does the electoral vote actually mean? Am I standing in line to pass on electoral vote? Is what I'm doing does it even matter? There are people out there who think that way and really don't know, why am I voting in the first place? So when you look at electoral votes, it's more of how it affects the popular vote. So what happens is, if I'm not mistaken, if somebody can call in and kind of challenge me and talk to me about this. So when we as citizens cast our ballots and we're voting for whomever, your local vote and your presidential elected official, we're voting for the popular vote. Who we believe is going to do right by us as a popularity contest. So the election of what we do is passed on to electors, right? And electors then cast their vote and they decide who becomes the president of the United States, usually through the Electoral College. So we have an indication, but overall, the vote, whether one person decides to go or not, it can weigh here or there, but it may not ultimately affect, who's going to take that seat and who's going to be sitting in the Oval Office making decisions and giving you your State of the Union. I think even if per se what happens as a new president that comes in, he'll still have to give his final State of the Union address in January and go from there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. This is going to be very interesting. Keep watching the news. Keep seeing what's going on. It's very tight. And from my understanding, 270 electoral votes is really what you need. So be on the lookout for Florida. Be on the lookout for Ohio. Be on the lookout for Arizona. Texas. What we doing, man? We swinging left to right. We going blue. We going red. What's happening? Missouri. What's happening in California? What are y'all doing, man? What's the majority feel out there? What are we seeing? What are we hearing? Who are we voting for? And how does it actually work to our favor? So let's look and talk about this in detail. Election day. What should we see? What should we expect to be different? I can tell you one thing that's not going to change much is this COVID-19, right? You're not automatically going to see a big change regardless of who gets in the office with COVID-19. COVID-19 has been an issue that's been lurking us, almost a full year now, really 7, 8 months going into what's happening here in the U.S. And across the world. So we've got this coronavirus that's affecting how we maneuver, how we get around, how we're seeing things, and the navigation of people, right? The issues of health concerns and healthcare, people are leaving. A friend of mine told me today that they lost someone that they dated in high school due to COVID-19. And you just don't know how well or how serious these things impact us until it hits close to home. So this COVID-19 isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You know as well as I do, folks, that there's still no cure for this virus. So what are we seeing? What changes are taking place, if anything, for the change of COVID-19? What is your president going to do? What are your elected officials going to do? What is the healthcare department going to do about making changes with COVID-19? Or are we just sitting back saying, okay, well, I'm going to elect Joe Biden. I want Joe Biden to make a difference and change COVID-19 overnight. I know that shit don't happen that way. It just doesn't. And that's not what we do. That's not how we affect the change in our community and our society. We have to look at that thing for what it is and see it, man. I'm looking at some numbers. I want to hear from the people again. Talk to me about this, because I got my own views, man. I'm gonna spit game on this thing. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. COVID-19 ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So going back to the way things used to be, going back to normal, yeah, whatever. That shit ain't happening. So you have to allow your mind to change and see the change is coming, whether you want it to or not, right? And I said this before in a previous broadcast, you have to look at the dynamics of shifting and change that happens with our society, right? So there was a point in time, us as Generation X, Generation Y, Z, the millennials can probably see this as well. You've got some times that come in, man, where people are having to be forced to make a change. And they don't want to do it. They're conformed to their natural environment. They don't change their furniture in their household. They don't change the kind of car that they drive. They don't change the colors that they wear every day. They're just conformed to the way that things are in their level of comfort. But once something shifts and there's a different dynamic and they have to make a change, then it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, going from flip phone to iPhone, from iPhone to Android. You don't want to do it. It's change. You don't want to go from 4G to 5G. That radiation will beat you up. You don't want to make the change, man, but you have to adapt to what's out there and make something different in your own life and in your own space. You have to do it. Change is going to happen whether we want it to or not. So look at what's going on with COVID, man, and look at the way it's affecting healthcare. Okay, healthcare is not changing much. Whether you have insurance or whether you don't have insurance, how you reach and get reacted to hospitals, they're tagging us, they're looking at us a little differently. What you can afford, what you can't afford. We got to look at this thing for what it is, man. So you have to really see what's going on, man. Election day. What should we expect? What change is going to happen? I'll come back to this healthcare in a little bit, because that's something serious. You got to be able to take care of your body. We're not doing that. We're not taking care of our body. Some of us with this COVID-19, you've been sitting your fat ass in the house all day. You're not moving. The job is keeping you on the couch watching TV. The reports are just sitting there. You're just not doing anything. You're not going outside to get fresh air. But yet we say that COVID keeps us in, and the media is not allowing us to go outside and all this kind of stuff. So your health is bad, man. We're wearing these masks all super freaking tight on our face, that we're having respiratory issues, and hospitals, the way they treat respiratory issues is a whole big nasty thing. Listen. A person who is constantly short of breath is going to need some hospital care, right? If you got shortness of breath, it says that your lungs are not really delivering the amount of oxygen to the rest of your body, to your mind, to your brain. And without proper treatment, your oxygen levels may fall and can cause some organ failure. Bottom line, think about this for what it really is, right? You got the cute mask on because you want to be jazzy, got the little logos and the sayings and whatnot, and I get it because I got it too, but you've got coronavirus. We're worried about one particular thing over here with coronavirus, that many people who are going to the hospital with coronavirus are having a shortness of breath and coughing and also having fevers. But a lot of this is because you're not allowing your oxygen level to reach the brain and the blood and carry on, man. They're monitoring patients for different vital signs. Your heart rate, your blood pressure, number of breaths per minute, all that kind of stuff, man. You got to watch for these things. And I looked. I'm probably late on the jazz for the smartwatches, but I'm late, man. My smartwatch tells me all that stuff. My steps per day, my heart rate, my blood pressure, gives me all this. What made me want to think about what this is really looking at. So this coronavirus is treating or captivating a lot of things that's probably already weighing on people who have asthma, your respiratory information. We're taking more drugs, we're taking more supplements, and it's causing a shortness of breath because these masks are over here and you got to wear them for longer periods of time. It's going to stifle your breathing, man. It's going to stifle the amount of oxygen that goes to the rest of your body. Blood clots, shit is tightened up. I mean, come on, man. We have to see this for what it really is. And if that change is not going to come with your health care and the way we take care of our bodies and just sitting our asses around, we're not exercising, we're not getting out in fresh air, we're not helping ourselves. We're making it harder on ourselves than it actually needs to be. So we got to think about that, man. We got to really think about this and how we're seeing this thing play out, and know that regardless of who gets elected, we're going to have to take better care of ourselves. Yeah, I said it. I meant it. And that's really where we are. So we're talking about election day, right? Let me kind of look and see what's going on right now. I want to kind of get a break in between and see what we have. From my understanding, and these are actually reports going on based on CNN, that as far as going to the electoral votes, Joe Biden has 30, Donald Trump has 26. At 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time, 20 minutes into the show, and it's still neck and neck right now. So let's see what happens. It's a popularity contest, baby. Who's going to win? Who's going to come out on top? Election day. What should we expect now? And with the race being as tight as it is, man, I know you're sitting around with your peeps. I know you're sitting around with your family members and y'all talking about this. Oh my God, who's going to win? I mean, you're watching one of the best action dramas in all of America. This script it's a very well put together, well thought and calculated script that America has put together for your viewing pleasures. So be sure to get a little bit more of that. Chime in and tell me what's going on. It's pretty close, right? You're sitting around with your family. Y'all are getting some of this information, and your family dynamic, because of what's going on with the election and what's going on with the new year, has made some serious changes. Yes, I said it. The dynamic of your family has made some serious changes. What does that mean, AB? What you talking about? Well, look at this for what it is, right? You have, and this was a topic of discussion that hit social earlier today, and even last week on the show we talked about, house divided. You have people in the household who are being torn by who they believe should be a better candidate, not just locally, because I don't think half the people who are watching this right now are concerned about who their local officials are, unfortunately. But you got to believe and know that you got people out here who are looking at, they want to support the Democratic Party. And you have others in your own household who want to support the Republican Party. So you're torn apart, right? The family is arguing about who they believe is going to have the right agenda for their way of life in your own household. So you're not even seeing eye to eye. You're seeing things differently in your own household. Mom, dad, brother, sister, the grandbaby, whomever's all in the household with you. How are y'all living? The boyfriend, the dude that just don't get off the couch, that chick you invite over all the time, and she ain't left yet. She's still leaving stuff up in the bathroom and everything. And that's everybody's got their own opinion. But we're not coming together to really see how we're going to be able to work together. So the family is having a bit of division, and that in itself must be taken care of before we are even yet concerned about who's going to be president of the United States in this popularity contest. So looking at who's being represented from the family aspect, what does mom have to say? What does dad have to say? How does it weigh in? And what presidential candidate is being helped out if they win, right? So you're looking at your family member and you're thinking to yourself, well, what if my candidate doesn't win, right? The person that I choose to vote for, how are we going to be affected if they don't win? What should we expect now? What kind of change should we expect now? Listen, you've got folks out here who are thinking that there's going to be a lot of looting, a lot of rioting, people are boarding up buildings. They're taking precaution. They're staying armed up. Firearms are at an all-time high. The percentage on firearms, man. What was once, $12 for a box of ammo 6 months ago, has now gone up 25 and 30% to where you're paying, maybe $30, $35 for the same box of ammo you could have got 6 months ago for 12, $15. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's big business. Folks are loading up. I had somebody ask me today, do you think it's too late for me to go out and get a gun today? Why would you wait that long? Why does it mean something now? So we've got our family who are in the same household, not seeing things on the same page. We're not sharing the same ideas, and we don't have the same values. Even in the same household, we don't have the same values, right? We got to look at that. How is that really impacting and affecting what we're doing and what we're thinking about going next level, man? It's this election day. Yeah, it's going to be trouble. Yeah, it's going to be problems. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But get your house in order, man. What does it take to y'all for everybody to agree on the same thing in the same household? And even if you don't, what value are you bringing to that household? Son, daughter, mother, grandson, grandchild, dude on the couch, lady who won't leave, all that stuff, whoever you might be. That's how you're operating under the function of that governing house. So you still got to be on the same page, man. Don't let these elections and elected officials tear y'all up inside your home. Don't let what these people are doing on television and this other world out there affect what you got going on in your household. Come on, man. That's the unit that you're building. You got to build that thing together. Y'all got to stand on top of the same thing and with each other, and continue to build and grow. That's the reason why you're there. Remember the old prayer, God, thanks God for the roof over my head and clothes on my back. Well, act like it, man. Get still and get rid of it. Be appreciative of what you have there. And yet, if you want to see change, make the change dynamic within that household and see, okay, well, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. And this is how I'm going to get there. And come together as a unit if you're going to do that and put a plan together to work out the best details for you all to reach that common goal. You have to do it. We work together. That's what all this is about. So the House and the Senate, breaking that thing down to the, least common denominator. It's about working together for the greater purpose of everybody else involved. Yes, you're going to get yours, but the House has to get theirs too, maybe. We have to get ours, and we got to eat good. So be sure to be ready for that. Let me have a sip on that one because that was some real spit. And I don't think folks are understanding how real this really is. So I'm going to swing back over here to CNN and see where we're looking. Just like that, less than 5 minutes into the race for 270, Biden sits at 30 and Donald Trump sits at 37. So the Democrats have to run up in those little small cities and different counties. I think still in Florida, that's what they're looking at. Ohio's pretty tight right now, so it's still a little bit close. Very early, man. It's at 7:26 p.m. Central Standard Time. The party's just getting started. And if you're watching on any means of a social platform, you'll be able to see this and how things are going to be going. So get some of this good game, man. Get some of this insight. How do you think that's going to affect you? 847-47-ILIFE is the call-in number. 847 474-5433 is how you can chime in and holler at your boy right here. So I'm seeing some things not only with the family, man. I'm seeing a lot of different things that may or may not change. And the one thing that we must look at, and I have to bring this up, this is near and dear to my heart, I hope it is to yours, is the unwarranted police brutality. The way that police officers are behaving towards Black Americans. Now, you are going to get people that are going to say that, well, it's not all situations and it's kind of far and few in between. And I think the media probably just highlights just a few of those one-off situations. It's the fact that it happens. Police have been governing and, watching over people here in the United States, but you don't have to get out of control. You don't have to get careless. If you want to go home and you want that young man, that lady to go home, be sure that you're on your P's and Q's and you're respecting each other as human beings. And there's a big problem that's been going on that just gets overlooked, regardless of who your presidential candidate is. Because I don't believe that they're making enough emphasis on the importance of governing people of color, Black people, Black Americans, or however it's want to be labeled, to be viewed and respected on the same level of others, man. And it's very unfortunate. America does operate this way, but we have to see it for what it is. And I hear you, man. I hear you with the one-offs and all that kind of stuff. And we shouldn't think that way. And oh my God, I can't believe this is tragic. It's been happening for so long that it's becoming part of the norm, and that's not normal. It's not normal behavior. You have folks that'll say, well, the young man should have, obeyed by the law, and you're absolutely right with that. There's a mindset that still sees, Black Americans, people of color, as a lost society, and does not see them as equal human beings, does not see us as equal human beings with human rights. They're not allowing themselves to see that. However that behavior has been conditioned at home, in their I'm not quite sure where that thought process is coming from, man. But there has to be a level of if you have taken and this is my opinion and my opinion only, if you have taken an oath to not only protect and serve, right? That's kind of far on the bottom end, right? But if you are helping property in the area, right? And you are policing and patrolling property in the area, you want that property to become safe and remain safe, right? So the people who are of that community are of the property. They're tax-paying citizens of that property. And you would think that this is a life person. You just don't know how life things kind of twist around and how we tend to look at things. There probably needs to be another book or even a short film that needs to be put together as well. But look at the dynamic of how that could actually impact somebody else's life. We as humans are now kind of crossing into each other's worlds where that could easily affect, the life of somebody. And we're just taking it for granted that we're putting somebody out or taking their life and not really looking at the impact of how it's affecting other people. Just because you have a firearm, a legal firearm on your hip, and you feel as if you want to call somebody out as if you're threatened, that's not a good look, man. That's not healthy. That's not a healthy mindset. And that's not healthy for the community nor the people. It's a whole trickle-down effect. So no need to get angry about it because there's people always an angry Black man. No, that's just speaking in facts. To look at this thing for what it really is. So it's a dynamic change that has to take place, regardless of who's going to be in office and what person is going to be announced to govern not only the United States, but to be one of the most popular figures in the world. You have to be able to maintain a level of respect on both sides and minimize and altogether get rid of unwarranted police brutality. That shit is just unnecessary, man. We're doing that the wrong way. going about that the wrong way and helping people, um, or keeping people in pain rather. So if that's not the display that you want to have on the country that you live in, and you're claiming peace and harmony and justice and all that kind of stuff, then act accordingly, man. Be the representative and be the example that you state that should be in. You coming off judging by somebody's personal look and attire might not always be that way. So a true person who wants to get understanding will come in a peaceful manner and ask questions. If you're coming in an authoritative position and you're trying to bark down somebody's throat or trying to lead in defense, nah, it does not work like that. It's not very beneficial. It helps no one. It hinders the relationship of the community. It jeopardizes the life of a loved one, and it also just puts a nasty taste in somebody's mouth as to who they believe that person is and whether or not we feel they can be trusted on both sides. So think about that. I'm looking a little bit more closely here. As they're saying, Joe Biden is winning Delaware, D.C., Maryland, Massachusetts, and Vermont. And they're saying Donald Trump is winning Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. So, yeah, what the hell is going on, man? Let me have a sip on this. They say Joe Biden needs to do something different. They say Donald Trump needs to keep doing the same thing. I don't know. I'm not seeing either one of those things pan out. So who are you voting for, folks? Who are you feeling as if it's going to be your president of choice? Who's going to be the one that you think is going to win tonight and make the difference in America, the beautiful? So let's chime in on this one. 847 474 4533. Repeat that. Let me flip that around. I've been sipping. 847 474 5433 is the calling number. Give me some good game, man. Give me some good insight. Let's talk about this tonight and be diligent with this particular topic and subject matter. I know folks are really chiming in and watching more of the elected officials and what's going on with breaking news, but we can also discuss this here on this platform as well. So it's open. Election day. So we're talking about what should we expect now? The family has been looked at. The police department has been looked at. We've talked a little bit about these hospitals and the healthcare. We talked a little bit about the COVID. Can we dive off into something a little bit more intense? Can we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, if we will, the Paris Agreement? Right? Can we talk about the Paris Agreement? The Paris Agreement actually, and if you don't know what the Paris Agreement is, I want you to look that up. Just Google it and check it out. In a nutshell, the Paris Agreement is like an environmental process that's put in place where pretty much all other countries are putting together this for like the weather control and climate change and how it impacts a lot of things that are going on. So it's like climate altering. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the wind and the pollution and things that really just kind of adjust to what's going on with the changing the weather over time. So learn a little bit more about the Paris Agreement. You got to get some of this information, man. Don't just stay in the bubble that we think we're in with the top social media sites. So look a little bit deeper into what you're seeing on a regular basis, right? You got to see this for what it is, folks. It's bigger picture. So I'm asking you to make some time to invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge. There's a lot of different social media platforms that we're on. And listen, hold that thought. Social media, right? Social media is the biggest use of time that we have incorporated in our day-to-day activities now. So social media in and of itself, right? You've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, Instagram. What is the one? uh, TikTok. Those are 5, right? But there are other platforms that we're growing into and stuff that we're shifting away from. So how does social media really play into this election? You got to look at some of these ads and commercials that are being ran and who they're targeted to, right? Again, folks, it's all about engagement. It's all about engagement. It's all about how long you're going to stay on a particular platform, how long you're going to be involved on that, on your phone, on your television. It's the time frame, the time stamps. Okay. How much energy of yourself are you going to let that thing run on that particular platform? So if we're looking at the generation X, if you will, right? The 1970s, late babies to late 80s, early early 80s, um, moving into Generation Z. You know, you've got that group who is predominantly on Facebook and Instagram, right? The younger generation, the Generation Z, and even moving into the millennial audience, where they're on a few Facebook pages. However, you've got that younger audience that's moved to platforms like Instagram and TikTok. And TikTok is going big, so you're starting to see the shift of engagement. So Facebook, as you're seeing right now, YouTube Live, Instagram, you're seeing Twitter. They're all social media platforms, and they all are generating not only to keep your engagement, but what you're engaged in and what you're engaged with, and what you're looking to see, right? So we know videos and we know streaming is the big thing right now. So we can watch on our phones. If some of y'all are watching me on your phone right now or your tablet, you're seeing this for what it is, and you're kind of getting an idea of where I'm going with this. So it's really all about your engagement and what's keeping you occupied to stay on this particular platform, or any platform for that matter, for a period of time. My Netflix watchers out there, right? Keep in mind, this is still election day. I'm still talking about this and giving you some good stuff. All right. My Netflix users, after you've Netflixed and chilled and you stop watching the film, or it's just been like you just kind of posted up for a minute and they don't know what's going on, you may have fell asleep, your Netflix will ask you, hey, are you still there? You still watching? Because they want to make sure they got your engagement. They want to know what your behavior pattern is. This person watched for a long period of time. Do we need to send you more movies? We need to send you more series to keep you engaged, to keep you watching. This is a ploy, man. They want to know what you do and what you got going on, right? So your social engagement of how long you're doing whatever it is that you're doing is being watched and being observed by those who are in political power. And they're seeing exactly where they need to advertise and what they need to say to gain the votes and gain the interest of the people who they are targeting. And they're doing this on a regular basis and doing it very, very well. If you say you're tired of seeing the same commercials, where because they know that they have a certain audience on Facebook, right? They know that they have a certain audience on Instagram, and they know that they have a certain audience on TikTok and a certain audience that's on Twitter. So there are people who have multiple accounts, but you could only just use one. Well, I don't need all that social media. I don't need all that. They're weeding you the fuck out. Right? You stay in this box and we'll target you right here because you don't really move too much. You don't really adapt to change too well. You're not using multiple social media platforms. You're the person that keeps the furniture in the house the same. You're the person that keeps your clothes in the same order every day. You're the person that always parks in a certain spot when you go to the store. That's you. You don't really conform to change, right? Haven't really quite adapted to online shopping as much because you're still used to going in the store and you're still used to that routine. There's nothing wrong with that, but they targeted you in a certain way because of the way that you engage. All right. Now let's look over here to the person who has multiple platforms. You've got this platform. You've got your Facebook. You've got your Instagram. You've got your Twitter. You've got your TikTok accounts. You can adapt, and you're moving all around, and you're staying logged in, and you're still kind of moving, and you're putting all these things together, and you're seeing them at different times. And you know what's being out here, so you can follow the trends, right? This video may come out on TikTok and it's pretty funny, and you share that on a platform over here to Instagram, and you share that video over here on Twitter, and then 2 weeks later it shows up on Facebook, right? Because the trend, it goes down, right? The younger audience, they're fast, they catch it quicker, they're moving a little bit faster, they can get that thing right then and there. They'll grab it, they'll move on, right? Your Twitter person is pretty stern in what they're doing. Now they can make adapt, they can change, but they get on and get off, right? They move it pretty regularly, but they'll get on, they'll move around, and they'll kind of get off. Your Instagram follower is let me get on here, let me see what pictures I can look at, let me look at what videos, click this, share this, and move on. I don't have time to really be here all day. But that Facebook user is kind of like your Walmart shopper, right? I got you engaged for a long period of time. You're going to just keep scrolling. You're going to just keep moving. You're just going to keep staying engaged for a long period of time. And by the time you get it over here, something else is already transpired and moving on. Are you following me on this? I want to make sure this is clear. I want you to see it, okay? Because this is why. What does this matter? What is the difference, and why are you even bringing this up? Well, first of all, you got to be able to see it for what it is. It's engagement. And because it's high engagement, election day, how that looks for you on election day is who we're targeting, what ads we're going to run, what information are we going to give, and who are we going to weigh the most influence on when it comes to social media outlets, right? There's a certain person that's engaged over here on CNN that might not be engaged over here on Fox. There's a certain person over here that's engaged in Twitter that may not necessarily want to be engaged on TikTok. So you have to look at the trends. Are some of these platforms going to go away? Perhaps. But they know that there's an audience out there. And they know who they need to speak to and what they can do to capture your eye, how long they're going to keep you engaged, and what they can say to influence the type of behavior and the type of thought process that you have about this particular election. I'm going there tonight, man. I want you all to feel this. I want you all to understand this, and I want you all to be engaged, be enlightened, not only be entertained by this, man, but get something out of this. You know, it's nothing worse than just sitting around the platform and then just laughing and giggling and sniggling and all that kind of stuff, and then get nothing out of it. Did you see that show the other day? Man, it was funny. What did they talk about? I don't know. It was just funny. Don't be that person. Get something out of it so you can go back and share the information. Again, hit the likes, man. Hit the love. Let everybody know what you're doing right here. And let's just keep the party going. I'm telling you, man, this is the truth. This is what the online happy hour represents, what it's all about, and why I get down and why I think this is so important to be here on this platform with you each and every week. So, yeah, I come on here every Tuesday, every Thursday, without fail, without question. Someone even asked me today, was like, man, why would you even get online and talk about this stuff? You know people are going to be watching the election. Well, the platform is here, man. If we need to get out here and vent and open up our minds and talk about something different, we sure enough can, because it's created just for us. This is what this is about. So if there's some people that out there just need to listen, shit, do that. I got the floor. I don't mind. I can hold it down, as you can see. I don't mind doing that. But keep in mind the engagement is what really makes a difference. And you'll begin to see, man, the snowball is just put into effect. The ripple in the water has just dropped in, and we're starting to see small waves cascade on out. And you just never know how far this reach can go if you never drop the pebble in the water, baby. I'm here to tell you. Sip on that, man. Tell me something good. I poured that strong because I know this is going to be a good one. Yeah. 847-47 iLife is my call-in number. Talk to me, man. Let's go ahead over here and see what's happening with this particular break. And we're going to look at this thing for what it is. So I want to see, let's just kind of show what's going on. If we can, with the election, we can run this simultaneously. Yeah, I think I can do that too. Hold on one moment. Memento por favor. We're going to do this right here. We're going to do this right here. And we're going to do this right here. Baby. And we should be live. So I hope you all are seeing this. Hope you all can see what I see. we're going to be looking at this for what it is. Can't see it. Boom. You should be able to see this now. Let me look at this real quick. Okay. So let me do this. Boom. Okay. Look at that. Now, this is what I'm looking at here. So we're looking at the numbers. We're looking at what's going on. We're looking at taking a big look of what we see with the election, right? So this is what's happening. This is what we're trying to take a good look and get this thing over here. So I want you all to notice what's really important about this, right? You're starting to see some change. You're starting to see some looks of what the presidential race is looking like. So all of a sudden, we're moving up. So all of a sudden, Joe Biden is dropping in the electoral votes. He did have 30 to 27. Now all of a sudden, Donald Trump has 42. What are we looking at here, folks? What are we looking at here? Is it too early to call? Do you think Joe Biden has a chance to come on back in here? Oh no, looking pretty thin. Why do you want Donald Trump to win? Why do you want Joe Biden to win? What do you gain out of that indirectly because of their political seat? What do you think is going to happen when the other one loses? Let's say, if Joe Biden happens to lose, what's going to happen? Is he just going to disappear off into the sunset? Is he going to try to make a little noise and come back with what he's wanting to get done? Or is he even going to be willing to work with Donald Trump? Let's talk. I mean, for real, let's talk about this. What you think? What's going to happen? If Donald Trump happens to lose, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he's going to walk away? Do you think he's going to put up a fight? Do you think people are going to step out and act a fool and, get armed and ready for another civil war? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I could be wrong, but I doubt it. And here's why I don't think so. I see that a lot of local people are pushing for, lots of firearms and things of that nature. And you should have one to protect yourself. Nothing wrong with that. But are we going to have civil unrest, people just coming out the blue and just, popping off? For what? Who benefits from that? There were some people that were saying the other day that, oh my God, Halloween, you might want to stay in the house and not really go outside because you know how people are going to act. Man, go get your goddamn candy. Go ahead and have fun. If this is who you say you want to be with your country, go on out here and do it. You can protect yourself. Don't live in fear. Don't stay living in constant fear, because that's what that's control, ladies and gentlemen. That is the utmost way to control someone's mind, is by keeping them in fear, keeping you afraid of what the hell you think may happen, right? Step on a crack and break the devil's back. Now you're walking funny on the motherfucking sidewalk. Do what you got to do. Handle your business. And if somebody comes and starts tripping with you, then you need to be prepared for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. If there's a generation of people out there who just don't know how to fight, shame on your lazy ass for not being able to put them Tom and Jerry's on somebody. That's on you. But I'm seeing right here, man, that was back in 2016. They were showing some results from 2016. They were showing that Trump was hitting 306 and the other votes at 232. But I thought it was over already. Couldn't be that soon. No freaking way it's over that soon. But that's what I'm watching over here on some CNN. I want to keep y'all abreast of what's going on. It's still happening. So let's look at this, man. Don't be so nervous and don't be so timid with your scary, tired ass that you don't allow yourself to continue to live, right? If you're teaching behaviors of fear, not only within yourself, but into your children, it's going to be very difficult for you to get out of this control block and this mind block that people have you on. Because they can tell you anything and be afraid. And living in fear does not help you. If you are truly, and I'm going to say it because I can, If you are truly a God-fearing, not a God-fearing person, but of a God mindset, and you believe and know that God is in you, the hell is you afraid of? Like, you gonna let somebody scare you because they're gonna tell you we're gonna act a fool and we're gonna do all this stuff to you if this person wins? Really? That sounds like more fear than anything else. So I want to try to convince you to be afraid. Man, get out of here with that bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. You have to just let logic take place, folks. Let logic take place. The showing what's going on in Dallas is blue. What? You kidding me? Get out of here. Dallas is showing just Biden over Trump in the reports. 66% to Donald Trump's 32.8%. In Dallas, Texas, okay. Uh, let's see how this pans out. This is pretty interesting. So let's go back to this fear factor. Oh, the whole state is still okay. We still got time, so it's still early. I'm shocked that all this is really happening, but I get it, man. I get people want change. They don't want to see the same thing over and over again. Going back to this fear factor, don't continue living in fear, man. You got people out here that are telling you, well, if this president doesn't win, it's going to be an uproar. You know, they're posting videos on YouTube and they're showing you all their firearms and doing all this, and that's fine. But you can have 30, 40 firearms, but if one takes you out, you still got a whole bunch of firearms sitting over here. Don't live in fear like that, folks. They can only squeeze one trigger at a time, really. I mean, if they got to hold two, then you've been practicing somewhere. And fear is not on your mindset if you're in that type of mode. So let it be known, folks. Don't continue to live in fear. You know, don't stand back and just let somebody put fear in you who you don't even know and doesn't even weigh anything over you. Come on, man. As a human being, you're better than that. And that has absolutely nothing to do with race. That is just living as a human being. Don't let people try to control you in the mindset of thinking just because if this person gets elected, we're going to have a war without any guidance, without any control, without any army. You're just going to wang bang out here and put a few heads together and make some noise. And you're afraid of that? They should be afraid of the actions that are coming against you. You still have to abide by the legalities of the law, right? There's what is that thing called? The National Guard. You know, that's when your policing is going to have to come into play. And they don't want to do that because some of them are police officers. They're just talking a bunch of noise to keep you quiet and try to keep you controlled. And they don't want you to really stand up. They don't want you to do that. It's just a fear factor or a fear tactic to get you to sit down somewhere and be quiet so they don't have to do anything themselves. Now, if somebody gets froggy, then quite, in all means, you got to do what you got to do because that is defending. That is not offensive. You are not acting out on somebody. You are defending yourself. Okay. And if anybody tries to attack you and come that way and you are defending yourself, no, understand the law, right? Understand the law. That's just what you got to do. Understand the law and the protocols. If you're defending yourself, that's a whole other story situation. But if somebody's coming to attack you, chances are they're more scared of you than they are. They're more afraid of you than you should be afraid of them. Even in the sports world, I got to go back to that in the sports world, right? Offense sells tickets and defense wins championships. You got to stop me, right? You're coming into my territory. You're trying to get over here. You have to stop, and it's my job to stop you from doing that issue. Come on, man. Think about this for what it is. Let logic take over in our situations. So, again, I want to open up and talk about this election day. What should we expect now? More erratic behavior. You should expect your money to be a little bit different too. And let's talk about that. Let me talk about this money, if I can, for a minute. Your money gonna be a little bit different, folks. What does that mean exactly? Your money is going to be a big dynamic change in what's taking place. How much money you make over these months here. If you file taxes, you're going into a new year. So the job markets are going to be a little bit different. Okay. The opportunities to make income are going to be a little bit different. The transportation wave is kicked in. So what's going to be a little bit different is TaaS. It's transportation as a service. I need you to look that up. I need you to be more aware of what's going on, man. Listen, don't just take these same old things and focusing on TV and focusing on what people are telling you to do. Look this shit up for yourself. Find out what TaaS is. TaaS, transportation as a service. You got all these freaking cars coming around here, right? In your neighborhood or somebody that you know, well, Amazon truck pulls up and he's bringing some packages and some boxes, and you looking like a little fucking kid every day on Christmas because you can't wait for your package to arrive. You got UPS trucks coming to your door every 5 minutes, and they're looking at this as big business because they can not only deliver in parcel service to you, but they can have these small little couriers come out and pay them to do it too. So I'm putting more wear and tear on these vehicles, and I may not have the right amount of people that are going to hit every house in every neighborhood in this block. Because as a homeowner, you probably see the same house getting hit on a regular basis and passing by and missing one or two. But what if I could put more cars on the road and make some more deliveries, right? What if I could Uber some more vehicles and have people taken to more places more often? Because I don't have people going out back and forth to work anymore. Look at this transition, right? Transportation as a service. Just Google it, man. Look it up, see what's going on out there. So you have an understanding. If I have anybody that reads the Bible, let me get, philosophical on it. For all you're getting, get understanding. This is some motherfucking understanding. Understand this, man. Understand that the transportation society is changing. And there's going to be more electric cars that are going to be put on the road, for more convenience and more opportunities to make money. So if you have a business idea that you want to put together, here's the golden fucking time to do it. If you have some opportunities you want to do outside of what you're doing with your own self, here is the perfect time to do it. Whether you want to be a DJ or have a dispensary, whether you want to have your own radio platform show like this, whether you want to sell your jewelry and cosmetics, look, you have an entire audience that is ready for what you have with this upcoming holiday season, right? You need to start ordering packages and boxes now because you know as well as I do, the post office can't keep up. They're just not, right? I've been waiting on the package for the past 2 weeks. It said delivered. That was last week, but it's not here yet. So I'm still waiting for mail to arrive. Now, what if somebody else can intercept and say, you know what, let me take my car, let me go out here and do this, or, my son or my granddaughter or grandson wants to get out there and make some money, let them go ahead and make some deliveries. They got GPS on their phone, on their watches. They can make some stuff happen. Put them on the streets, man, make some money with this stuff. You just don't, and you can keep that tax-free dollars. That's your money. Change your habits on what you're doing financially, man. Increase your income. Because if there's only a certain level of median in the household that's 68 grand, the median is 68 grand per household. The median, that means everybody ain't making 68. Some are making more, some are making less, and some probably ain't even seeing 68. So see it for what it is. That's the household, right? That's not the person. That is everybody in that house combined. This dude over here making 35. This person over here making what? 33. There's just 68 right there. 2 people. You need some more money, man. You need some more money, and you can do it this way. You can sure enough make this thing happen. Watch this. I got NAACP calling me right now. NAACP is calling me right now. Put me on the phone and tell me what's going on with the election. Watch this. Think I'm lying about this. What's up, baby? What's happening?
This is Vivian from the NAACP, calling for tonight's special election coverage phonecast streaming event. Our live and interactive discussion about the outcome and impact of today's pivotal election. Award-winning journalist Ed Gordon is hosting political analysts, correspondents, citizens like you, elected officials, and celebrity guests in a live discussion and Q&A event with insight, commentary, and reaction to today's historic election.
Now, see, because of that, I'm going to jump on with the NAACP in a little bit and see what's happening later on. Because that call is going to be going on. They're going to be allowing me to talk to some other people, get some more insight, and share some good game. So don't think this is a joke, folks. We're doing this for all the right reasons. We're trying to get you educated, give you some insight, put you on some true insight and some true game so you can make your situations a little bit better. This is the Online Happy Hour with your main man, Andy Brown. I'm sitting here live each and every Tuesday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Call in, give me a shout out, or put some love and put some likes in the chat, in the comments. I love hearing from you, man. This is what I do, and I'm going to be able to pass the information on and share it. One thing about success, and I heard this before, that success spreads itself, right? Success gets out there, and when it sees success with other things and other things that's going on, it's going to continue to spread and grow. That's the makeup of success. So all the people who are out there who are hoarding and want to keep stuff in, and this is mine, I got this, you ain't got no business coming in here, why you trying to be like me, old fly ass motherfuckers? That ain't what that is. Eventually that shit will crumble and fall. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. Used to have a similar mindset, but once I realized that, man, you have to grow and get bigger. It's a barbecue mentality, man. Everybody can eat here if you do it the right way. So if I got some good insight, man, I'll pass on the way for you to get it. Okay? And likewise, when I'm pouring into you, I would hope that you would want to pour back into me. That's what we do. That's called growing. That's what success does. It spreads. You don't just stockpile it in one location and just hold that information right there. It doesn't work that way, right? You have to be able to grow and get something back. So on this election day, what should we do when we're talking about success? You're putting your vote down that you want somebody to do something for you. Well, shit, you should expect something back in return as well. Q was coming back with the Black America plan, and people were knocking that down because they were like, what's he trying to do? Come together with a plan. What are we going? What's in order? You have to come to the table with something. If you want to be one, if you want to be heard, you gotta have some money too. You gotta have some money. You gotta have some type of collateral. You gotta have something that says this can be justified, and put something behind it. So if you got a great idea and you want to present something to it, what are you going to bring that back with? So come on, man. See this for what it is. Be on point with it. Be specific with your intentions and be right with it. So you're asking somebody to represent you in the White House and govern themselves accordingly, but you're not willing to hold them accountable to do something in return for you. That is not success. That is not growth. That is just a bullshit mindset. And we can't continue as society to just expect someone to just keep giving and giving and giving and just walking over here and giving hugs and taking pictures and walk away and never get anything out of that person, man. All you got was a photo out that really didn't mean nothing. And you just put on your social media platforms. Most likely Facebook, not Instagram or Twitter, right? Think about that. Let's go back to that social media aspect one more time, right? So the president tweets information. He's on Twitter. The president is not your Facebook friend, right? He wants to ban TikTok, and I understand why. He's not representing, on YouTube channels, of course, but he's not your friend on Facebook. It's a different mindset and a different platform that they're trying to reach. So you all need to be able to really understand that. So everyone that's out there that says, well, I don't need all that in social media and I don't want to know all my information. Listen, you are walking information. That is what you do. All these apps that you have on your phone that you have to log in and get your memberships and sign up with and use your email address, all that's information out there as well. You're giving somebody some insight about you. And they can sell it, they can do whatever they want to do with it because you freely gave it to them. So miss me with all that, I don't want my information out there. It's too late for all that, man. You are a walking vessel of information. Your habits and your control has already been tagged. So when you're looking for a brand new car and you try to find one, all of a sudden you start to see these feeds and talk about getting a brand new car. Well, I don't want anybody knowing all my information. Too late. It's already a done deal. They see your buying habits. They see your engagement. They know what's going on. So come out of that mindset, man. It's a little late to change that. You got to play the game and stay in the game. And this being election day, what should we expect now is we should expect the change in the dynamic to actually come from us and the way that we carry ourselves and our level of confidence. I got into a discussion earlier today about self-confidence. There was a picture of Lizzo holding the American flag against her half-naked body and what she's doing with that image, right? Someone made the comment and said that, she got a whole lot of confidence. She's wearing a lot of confidence. Let me see if I can find that photo of Lizzo. Hold on one second. I'm gonna find this photo of Lizzo because I want you all to see this. And we're going to address this as part of the election because it is what it is. Hold on one second. Where's Lizzo? Where's Lizzo? Give me 1 second. I'll find this photo. I'll find this image of Lizzo. And she was draped in this American. Here we go, baby. I found it right here. Hold on. So Lizzo poses nude with this American flag photo. Let me see if I can get this up for you real quick. She poses half nude with the flag, right? And somebody made the comment that said, Lizzo's got a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of confidence for her to be like that. I'm like, no, it doesn't really speak to her confidence. What it speaks to is unnecessary. Let's look at this photo, folks, shall we? Let me go here. Let me give you this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? Let me bring this to you so you can see where I'm saying. Okay? Let's get you, Lizzo. Let's get you, baby. Here we go. So here's Lizzo with her American flag. This was posted earlier today. And she's out here and she's giving her rendition on her Instagram, right? Because that is her audience. She's posting this on her Instagram and she's being seen with this flag. And somebody said, well, it's a level of confidence. It is just the way that she's carrying herself. And she's comfortable with who she is. I'm not buying that, man. I'm not buying what you're trying to sell me with Lizzo with that. I'm not trying to fall in line with this. This is what she's saying with her body. And listen, you don't have to be naked or try to presume yourself to be half naked to get your point across. That is not the level of confidence that you want to shout out and show people what you're doing. And I'm not saying it's a bad photo. What I'm saying is this does not mean that she's confident. Okay? It doesn't necessarily say that she's having confidence. She's just naked with the flag. So somebody who says that, being half naked or being naked at all is showing confidence. She's secure in her body, but you can be confident in and of yourself without even being naked like that. You don't have to do this. There was a post on my page the other day when I addressed our people who actually showing their body, they're half naked, or they're proud of their body, or they trying to catch. And then it sparked some shit, bro. When I tell you there were some people in their motherfucking feelings on it, Jesus, yes it was. Because it is what it is. So she's probably proud of who she is, and she struck a pose knowing that it was going to draw some attention. So it's attention seeking. It's not necessarily a matter of confidence because you're going to get talked about left and right. So whether it's positive or negative, you're going to draw that. That's just what happens. in this world of social media, because people they say what they want to say. There's negative comments, there's positive comments, but it doesn't necessarily speak to those who are just only confident in their body. It's not it at all. Not it at all. There could have been something that was done and some money she was paid for this to get out there and take this particular photo. So I see it for what it is. Is it offensive? No. Is it necessary? Not at all. But the reason you chose to do this was really to gain some attention, to get some viewers, to get some followers, and for people to be engaged in what you're showing. That's it. That's it. Is she proud of who she is? I would imagine so, to bear it all that way. But yeah, you're naked. You're naked. You see all curves, you see all teeth, we see nails, we see it all. You leave nothing to the imagination whatsoever, except the right thigh. There could be some. It looks a little Photoshop because you could have some. As a tomboy, the tomboy cuts and a couple scratches here and there. If she has children, she has children, but a little bit of the surgery scars and whatnot. You don't never know. You never know. But is this something that has to be displayed to exuberate self-confidence? No. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to just be confident in yourself and your own ability to do things. Okay? We have to be able to have confidence going into, we'll go ahead and stop sharing that. We have to be able to have self-confidence in going into what we're doing, not only regardless of who's going to be the next president, but in our own household, in our own life, and everything that what we're doing. This is the norm of the American way here. It's what we're doing. It's what we're explaining. It's what we're displaying, and it has to be a part of our day-to-day lives and activity. Being confident in what we're doing, being confident in who we are in our home, in our workplace, in our society, and in our own skin. Okay. It's kind of tough to live in, to know that you are living in fear. If you're operating in unwarranted police brutality in your neighborhoods, you just have to be confident, young man, young lady, in who you are, knowing that you're going to do the right thing, behave in proper manners, and not draw attention or the wrong attention by people who don't understand who you are or don't want you in those situations or don't want you in their neighborhoods. I say don't shop there and don't be there if you're not welcome in the first place. That's spend your money where your dollars are welcome. That's really what you got to do. No matter what you may think you want or you should have, you spend your money where your money is welcome and received. So be confident in who you are as a person. Be confident in where you're going to exuberate your talents. You're in perfect position, ladies and gentlemen, to execute great money for yourself and for your family. The perfect time to be creative during this COVID outbreak, that we are actually working in our own rights in our own places. So shoot, man, here's a chance to really do what you say you want to do. So move in that confidence. With the election going on today, what can we expect now? We can expect people to just be more confident in what they're doing. Just be more confident in your behavior and your actions. Be more confident in the choices that you're making for your health, right? So when it comes to making the choice whether you're going to eat, that double cheeseburger, or you're going to choose to eat that fresh salad with those good greens and nutrients back in your body, be confident in what you're looking to do for your overall health. We got to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, because what you put back into your body's going to give it back out. I say that as I chew down on my freaking pizza over here. Just wasn't feel like cooking, but man, it's all in moderation, all in confidence. So be confident in what you allow to come into your viewing mindset, and knowing that you're getting something out of it, not just to be subsequently entertained by the television and what the media thinks they want you to perceive. Be confident in knowing that what you got out of whatever that you put your eyes on, you learned something from it. You're able to take something from it and move around. Now, I hear people say, man, you got to shut your mind down. You think too much. No, you don't. You can rest your mind. But what you allow to go into your mindset and the way that you think is something totally different. So be mindful of what you receive, man, to be confident that you can uh, pick up some good energy along the way. Speaking of good energy, let's see what's going on over here with this presidential race and see what's popping, man. So again, North Carolina, they got Joe Biden winning. Look at this electoral map again. So the shift has just popped off again. Uh, Allegedly, you've got Joe Biden with 73 electoral votes and Donald Trump down with 48 electoral votes. So they're moving this thing pretty good. They're moving the thing pretty good. The race to 270. Now Joe Biden has 80. Donald Trump has 51. They're starting to move it in a whole different way. So your local news is probably going to show you some stuff. National news and cable news networks are going to probably give you some other things as well. They're going to be counting for a very, very long time tonight. There were paper ballots that just got in. There were electronic ballots. I don't know why it takes them so long to count this stuff, but hey, man, it builds suspense, it builds drama. It just is what it is. So we shall see what happens, and be prepared, man, for whatever change happens. I'm encouraging everybody to just take proper precautions in anything that you do, but just stay on point, stay on your P's and Q's. You know, be confident in your money. Be confident in your family and knowing that you all can come together to make better decisions for the household. It's about that time to make some drastic changes because you've got people growing and moving in different directions. They're tired of being cooped up and confined, and they're ready to go plant some seeds and move around in different places. So be confident in knowing that what you're saying that you want to do, you're getting yourself in position to go ahead and do that. You know, we no longer trying to wing shit. We got to be able to go out there and do it the right way and do it the most effective way. So I'm encouraging you all to get that done, get that taken care of, and move in the best direction that lines up for your overall health. Okay, be ready, man. Be still. Be agile in everything that you're doing, and stay strong and stay committed. I think overall, if you stay committed to what you say that you're going to do and write something down, you'll be able to see a big difference in the results that not only that you're getting, but that you expect of yourself. So be prepared to do that. You know, be confident in everything that you have, and be mindful of your overall health care. Be mindful of your overall goals that you set, and be mindful of the people that are around you. You know, move with confidence that your association to different people are bringing you in a better light and a better position for yourself. So I'm on this thing. There's an app called The Pattern that I was introduced to. Let me let you know what The Pattern has told me. It's very cool. So my pattern has even told me that without question, this is a time of hard work. You won't be able to escape it. It's like you're being sobered up into the realities of life. And if you feel somewhat depressed and lack interest in normal things, it's to be expected and part of the plan. You're being made to step back and take a hard look at yourself and take what you see seriously. That's real talk. So it's real talk, number one, because it lines up with who I am and what I'm doing. And it's also real talk because the seasons have dictated change in all of us, right? There's a change in the presidency. There's a change in the trees and the leaves. There's a change in the weather. Kansas City had freaking snow, and now it's freaking warm up, in the greater Kansas City area. So there's change. Stevie Wonder wrote a song as, time knew to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when it changed. So we have to know exactly when to change, when it takes place, and time for us to make the right move for ourselves, to do the best thing for us, and align us up with the things that we say that we want to have. So regardless who gets in office over the next few hours, be prepared, be in position, and be ready to do what's best for you, for your life, your lifestyle, your money, and your health. So, man, I hope y'all got some good information out of this particular show. Let me see what's going on over here on this camp right quick, because it's still there. As I look at it still, as the time is ticking, we're starting to see Joe Biden is still ahead, 80 to 51, in the race to 270 electoral votes. So that's probably going to shift in and of itself later on in the hours to come. We'll see what happens, but who knows where this may go. But I'm excited to just kind of watch this. This is better than paid TV or paid programming. It's just kind of is what it is right there on your phone. So some people say they don't want Biden to win. Some people say they don't want Trump to win, and they say that they want to go overseas and make a new life for themselves. Your ass don't even have a passport yet. It's all talk. It's all fear factor. It's all bull. But just do something different, man. Just do something that's better for yourself, and it's going to help you move in a better direction. So that's what I'm encouraging you all to do. That's what I'm asking you to do for yourself and for those that are around you, because it's your life. And you got to do what makes sense for you to be the best person that you possibly can be for you and for everyone around you. So thank you for making time for this particular show. Again, hit the likes, man, hit the love. Definitely want to say thank you for chiming in and giving me some insight, sending me the text messages, sending me the love. As always, folks, you make the show what it is. I'll be back to hit you with some more good look and good game and good reel this coming Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, living vicariously through you. And the next time I come back on here, we're going to be talking about who's going to be our next president, what the plans are. But there's going to be a lot more than we discuss as well, because I'm seeing a lot of tension on social media. I'm seeing a lot of frustration on here. And we got to discuss that. Let's get some things up off our chest and not take them into 2020. So keep that in mind. Let's see who's going to be our prayers in the next few. Log in, listen, and learn, folks. It's your life coach. It's your main man. It's your host. And it's your homeboy, Andy Brown, signing off right here on the Online Happy Hour. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Go mob to my frat. And good night.